Alrighty, boys and girls, welcome back. What is up, traders? Welcome to today's live recap of the NASDAQ 100 futures. My name is Chris, and we're keeping things tight and tactical today. Now, Friday's market, well, that one popped right out of the gate, but not today. Today, the market said, nah, we're going to sink first. That first bar right out of the gate, guys, was straight red. Looked like we were about to dive hard. But if you were watching ScalpMO and PureMO, you already knew this wasn't a collapse. This was just a fake out. A few bars later, momentum faded and the market rolled into cyclic territory, cycling the entire morning with a slow, steady upward drift. Classic rope-a-dope type of trades, guys. All right. Now, we had our dynamic duo on deck. We had ScalpMO Pro, obviously spotting the drawdown and identifying when it lost energy. We had PureMO catching the fading momentum, showing you exactly where to sit tight. We also had ScalpMO dialed in, but to a setting of 9 today, okay? To really lock in on those tight 2 to 4 bar cycles that peppered the morning session. Now, this wasn't a day, guys, to chase trades. This was a day to play the tight cycles with surgical precision. If you missed out, that's really not on the market. That's on your tools, okay? So we're going to go ahead and see how this all played out, beginning with the 2-minute chart here on the NASDAQ 100 futures. We're going to go ahead and replay this bad boy back at 10 times the speed of the market. And I'll be stopping it as I go along to provide context, give clarity, and expand on some of the things that we're doing to kind of give you guys a little bit more structure as far as the process that I typically follow when I trade from my own account. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bingo. Let's go ahead and run this bad boy at 10 times the speed of the market. As soon as it hits 9:24 in this timer, it'll kick off, guys, and you'll see the big red candle that I was just talking about. So this is going to be interesting, guys, and I want to make this a little bit more interactive today. So I'll be asking you guys some questions, and please do take time to type up your answers in the comment box. It's always very much appreciated. I want to make sure you guys are on board with everything that you're learning in the process. All right, so here's the first candle of the day right there, guys. Big, big, big red candle, right? You're looking at this going like, gee whiz, look at this crazy beast right there. Now, I'm going to stop it right there, all right? Because let me tell you something, guys. If you're right at the open of the market, and this is very important, okay, so pay attention. If you're right at the open of the market or about to open, if you really want to stop guessing where the market's headed, here's a real trader's tip. Always study the last half hour of the previous session, because that's where the DNA of the next morning open is usually hidden, okay? Was the market cycling? Was it trending? Did the VWAP flatten or keep tilting? And most of you are skipping this step, and it's costing you trades. So look, we're going to pause just a moment, take 2 step backs, and see exactly what happened in the last half hour of trading on Friday afternoon. Right here, guys, okay? And if you notice here on the chart, guys, hey, Sam, how are you, man? Glad to have you back. If you notice what happened here in the chart, guys, okay, we had cycle falling, momentum falling, but look at what happened right here, okay? Can someone please tell me what happened right here, okay? Right there on the chart, okay? We got cycle falling right there. We've got momentum falling. This is the last half hour of Friday's session right there. Exactly. It appeared like the market wanted to go into trend mode, and in fact, you even had a bar close right below the VWAP right here, okay? It appeared that it wanted to go in trend mode. Now remember, as soon as you see the yellow line sink below the threshold, the first thing that comes to mind is, where did cycle 1 begin? So if cycle 1 began right here, it definitely ended right here. All right, so check this out. Follow me with this. This is real important in making sure you understand which direction the market is heading right out of the gate in the morning, okay? If cycle 1 began here and cycle 1 ended here, because this is the moment that momentum actually kicked in, okay, you're automatically thinking there might be a second cycle to this, right? Well, the market had different plans. It was Friday afternoon. It kind of waffled back into cycle territory, but you still had a tiny little cycle right here. You see it? It's just like a little bump to the downside, okay? It barely came down, hardly anything right there, okay, before doing an about face and reversing, okay? Right smack right there. You know what this is telling you guys? It's over. Game over. There isn't going to be a trend right here. Momentum actually came up above the threshold right there, and you had this second little cycle that really sealed the deal. But then what happened? Remember, if it trends, even if it's just a little bit right here, and it just kind of fades out again, and it goes right back into cycle territory. So if you're back into cycle territory right here going up, okay, and cycle is pointing down right before the market opens, at least 3 bars before the market opens, can someone please tell me which direction do you think the market is going to open in the morning? Please type it up in the comment box for me. Down. That's right. That's right. And another high five for Sam as well. Silent Noise and Sam, you guys absolutely are very much appreciated. Thank you. It's going down, guys, okay? And this is the reason why you stop and reflect every single morning as to what happened the last half hour of the session. This is where the DNA of the next morning's open is usually hidden, right here, okay? This is going to tell you exactly how the morning is going to open right here. And if you have cycle coming down and momentum coming down, and you know that this is a cycle because cycles follow trends, okay? You know that the likelihood of a downward move is really, really high, guys. There's no guessing as to which way the market was going to open right here in the morning. Not only that, but you had momentum falling as well. So you had two things going in your favor. Momentum is falling, cycle is coming down, momentum is coming down here from the top as well. Holy moly, guys, if you didn't see that from a mile away, the only reason you wouldn't see this is because you weren't using these tools that you have on the screen, okay? So I normally don't take these type of trades in the morning. I normally let the market fizzle out for the first 15 minutes. For the sake of this demonstration, we'll go ahead and take the trade and see what happened, okay?
Order filled.
That would have been on the second bar right there, all right? And we're just going to follow this bad boy through all the way until the cyclic component of the trade ends. And why the cyclic component? Because this is a cycle trade to the downside, guys. It's following a wannabe trend that didn't materialize at the end of the market, at the end of the close on Friday. Okay, this right here, guys, is gold if you're looking to trade the open. All right, this right here will give you structure as to which way the market is potentially heading. So now right here, we've got momentum falling, we've got cycle rising, and you've got momentum in exhaustion territory down here. Watch closely how this all ends up playing out, okay? All right, that would be right there where you buy the trade to get out, okay? That would be it right there, guys. The trade is going to fade out right here. You just had cycle cross above the 0 line right here, okay? Look at this. Bingo, right there. And that's the end. You had momentum completely come out of exhaustion zone right there. That's telling you that price is likely gonna stall and just fade out. It's not gonna continue going down. Now, guys, we've seen this pattern, okay, time and again. I don't know, for the last at least 3 months already, okay? And the reason why I covered this extensively in these recaps is because you see these setups time and again almost every morning. If it's not to the downside, it's to the upside. Friday morning, it was to the upside. It broke up. Exact same pattern that you're seeing here, except today it was flipped upside down. The market decided to dive, okay? But if you understand how to approach this right out of the gate, guys, it'll save you a lot of trouble from having to chase trades that A, are not going to run, and B, are probably going to fizzle out, okay? This wasn't a big move right here to the downside, okay? This was probably only about 16 points and done. That was it, okay? But you knew how to catch it because you knew that this signal right here represented a cyclic move to the downside that ends precisely right here the moment that cycle crosses above the zero line, okay? So now, right here, we're back in what? Cycle territory, all right? And if we're back in cycle territory, look at what's happening right here, guys, okay? You've got momentum rising. You've got cycle still above the zero line. You've got momentum about to jump right here. Well, let's see what happens, okay? If I took a long right
Order
there.
filled.
Okay, that would probably be the exit right there, guys, that I'd feel very, very comfortable taking. Cycle just dropped below the zero line right there, and I'll just wait for the next bar.
Order filled.
You're done, okay? There's nothing else left in that trade to the upside, okay? Cycle fell below zero right there. Another cycle trade to the upside. Momentum was rising, but now that you're in cycle territory, guys, you can say, hey, you know what? I'm in cycle territory. I'm going to go ahead and use my cycle chart right here. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this bad boy into the picture right here and see where we're at with this, okay? And use this chart to go ahead and place our trades right there. So here we go, okay? We took the trade right here, and I have ScalpMO set to 9 to really capture the 2 to 3 bar swings. This was your entry right there, and this would have been your exit right smack right here, okay? The moment it actually fell below the zero line, that would have been your exit. It would have been at this bar, not this bar. So I used ScalpMO on the other screen to get out. That's why I put it on this bar right here. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue, guys, and see exactly where this actually goes from here. All right, so here we go. I'll just keep my finger here because I know that price tends to move kind of fast in the morning here. All right, so this is one of these trades, guys, that honestly you have to be very careful chasing after. Okay, let me explain to you why. The fact that, okay, and you saw how quick that moved right there, okay? You've got the wave line inside the gray box, okay? Remember the story, guys. Whenever the wave line, this cyan line right here, is inside this gray box, the market is cycling, okay? And if the market is cycling, you really got to watch this purple line. If it smacks daddies right here at the bottom or hits the top, you've got a very good likelihood that price is going to reverse and bounce and smack your ass in the face, okay? You have to be careful at chasing these type of setups right here. If price comes all the way down to the bottom, the purple line right here, and hits below the threshold, it's gonna bounce, okay? Don't go after these trades because they're not really gonna go anywhere. There are 2-bar pullbacks, 1, 2, and that's it. Okay, they slinky back, and there's really not a lot of meat on the bone. You can't trade this stuff, guys, you know? And here we go. Just bounced right back up, came all the way up, okay? You've got the wave line right here at 0 as well, and it doesn't seem to be wanting to go anywhere at this moment. Wow, look at that. That is noise right there. This is actually a pivot trade, guys, and pivot trades are typically really super, super noisy. Let's see what happens.
Order filled.
If we were to take that one right there, you've got the purple line right above 0. You got another pivot trade right there. Let's see, guys. Okay, and that's it right there, okay?
Order
Bingo,
filled.
okay? The reason we take this off, keep in mind, guys, whenever you're in this gray zone, whenever the cyan line in particular is inside this gray zone, all right, you always exit your trades whenever the purple line crosses with the cyan line right there, okay? So once this whole thing moved into the VWAP, guys, we started using ScalpMO, and we started spotlighting some of these trades. Now, I dialed it down to 9, and man, it really started locking in a lot of these micro cycles like a sniper, okay? And that's exactly what we're going to see today you know, as we notice how ScalpMO caught some of the rotations and how ScalpMO right here took out some of these quick little hits in price, okay? And I'll tell you, some of these little trades, they add up fast, guys, okay? They do. Is it best to take trades when the cyan line breaks out of the threshold? You know, that's a good point right there. And I'm going to cover that in just a moment, okay? So hold that thought, because I'm going to answer it for you with an illustration here on the chart, and I'll show you guys exactly how that works, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and take that to the downside. We've got cycle going down. We've got this bad boy coming down as well right here. And we'll see about maybe taking that a little bit on the short side. I did take a long here, and I got out of it real quick. Right there, okay? And this looks like this trade right here is going to fade out on me.
Order filled.
I'll just pop out of that thing quick. But remember, guys, the cyan line is moving down, okay? And it's moving down quite nicely. You've got cycle and momentum coming down right here. And this bad boy looks like it might be coming down again for round number 2. So I'll keep my finger right here on the trigger. And
order
right
filled.
We will take that to the downside right there. Where do I adjust 9 on ScalpMO? Give me a second and I'll show you right now. I just got to keep my eyes on the screen here. Otherwise, you know, these trades tend to run real fast in the morning, okay? Up right there.
Order filled.
And boy, I didn't see that. I blinked my eye and I got a new bar, and that probably took me out instead of making me money. Alrighty, this here is a setup.
Order filled.
To go long as well. You've got a pivot trade right there, and that's going up. And this is this one right here. I think Silent Noise asked me, is it better to take trades? Hang on, let me see. Where is his question? Is it best to take trades when the cyan line breaks out of the threshold? Okay. So here's the story with this. Yeah, this is a recap of the NASDAQ 100 Apple user. So right here, guys, this is what I'm looking at right here. This is what Silent Noise was asking about right here. When the cyan line breaks out above this threshold right here, this is telling you that the move is likely going to be a little bit stronger than your normal move when the market is cycling right here, okay? And this is what this is pointing to right here, okay? And typically there are 2 rotations of the purple line, in this case, coming down this way, that would signal the end of this type of trade, okay? When the cyan line actually breaks out of this threshold, just the way you saw it right here, okay, this is telling you that the move is likely to be a bit stronger. And what you want to do is you want to keep an eye on momentum right here. Because if momentum actually continues its way up, then it's likely going to pull the trade up instead of cycle the way it has right here throughout this noise, okay? So let's go ahead and watch it carefully and see how that plays out, okay? And what you're looking for right here is you're looking at momentum, and sure enough, momentum just broke through trend mode right there, okay? So you've got your cycles you're going to begin counting right here, okay? You got cycle 1 right there, and cycle 1 just ended smack daddy right here. Look at this. Bingo, right there, okay? And you've got your cyan line right there, which is kind of, it hit exhaustion point right there. It's coming down, but really when it hits this point right here, that's it, guys. That trade is absolutely over right at about right there, okay? You can always get out right here as soon as it crosses below. This really right here will tell you that the trade, the strongest part of the trade was already done and over with right there.
Order filled.
I'll take that off right there, no problem. And here we go, right there. Your ideal spot, though, to get out of this trade would be right here, okay? Right smack right there, okay? Right when that cyan line went above the threshold, okay, and came down right there, this is exactly where I'd get out of the trade, because if you notice, that was right here at this bar. So look at the difference, okay? This point right here, let me go ahead and stop it real quick. This point right here where I just put the arrow was right here at that bar. Okay, now look what happened with price. It went sideways about 3 bars before actually just popping up again right here for the last rotation to the upside right there. Boom, you see that? And right here, I just came down below the 0 line, smack daddy right there, and that's the end. Oops, that's not an arrow. Hang on, let me go ahead. And I'll get to your comments, guys, I promise. I just want to make sure you guys see this correctly right there. Now, look at what happened here too. Price went sideways, 3 bars. This was the strongest point of the trade right there, right when the cyan line began to tilt down right there, okay? Anytime the cyan line gets close to this threshold line, price typically ends up popping, okay? No, these are not stochastics. Stochastics are actually normalizers, and these are not stochastics. But look at what happened here as well, guys, okay? Price went up again. It hit the 80 bar VWAP, okay, which is all the way up here, but this is the bottom of the 80 bar VWAP right here. And remember, I've told you guys in the past, what happens when price hits the 80 bar VWAP right here, okay? It stalls. Nothing happens, okay, guys? Nothing happens.
Wow,
okay?
Did you see that? That's what you call precision.
Yeah, this is actually a precision trade. Okay, look and see if price actually goes up. It doesn't. It actually kind of fades out right there along the green line, guys, and really doesn't go anywhere at that point. And I'll just play this for maybe about 30 seconds or more, just so you guys could see how price responds to the green line right there. All right. What's it measuring? It's measuring the cycle component of price relative to momentum. This tool right here measures market structure, and this tool down here basically acts as a clipper to try to capture the short clips in price action, okay? And there you go, guys, right there, okay? You're seeing price hit the green line. It's not going anywhere. It's stuck. It's stalled, and that is the end of any upside move that you had in price. And look at what price just did. It came all the way back down to the support line. Amazing. I'm telling you guys. I think Age had a question here. He asked, how is it that you actually change the setting here with ScalpMO to 9? So the way you do that is you come up here to your indicator icon, you click it, okay, and you find ScalpMO in your list right here, and then right here where it says length, you just go ahead and set that to 9, okay? And 9 is a very fast setting for ScalpMO that is designed to really capture those super tight cyclic moves in price right there. So I set it to 9. I normally have it set to 18, so I actually halved it today. So rather than 18, I set it to 9, and it did a pretty good job at capturing these moves across the chart. But here's the thing, if you're trading these rotations in a very tight market, the way you guys saw price moving today, you have to have your finger on the button right here, guys, okay? Because price will move fast, okay? Once the bar opens, you know, price starts to move. You got to have your finger on the trigger right here to execute quick. These tools will execute with absolute precision. I mean, it perfectly caught the trade. It caught all these trades really nice. It missed this one, which was good. It caught this one right here to the upside, like really nice right there. I caught this one to the downside. I caught this other one to the downside. I blinked and I should have got out here, and I got out here because I was reading comments. Okay. Caught this move to the upside, caught the other one as well. So it did a really good job in a day's market, but sometimes you need to calibrate it all the way down to 9 if you really wanted to get it hyper responsive, okay? The market swings in different variations depending on the day. Today, the market just happened to swing in very tight 2 to 4 bar movements right here. And you can count them right here. Look, 1, 2, 3, down, okay? 1, 2, 3, sideways, okay? And this was the story all the way through almost to the close when the market finally ended up selling off sometime today, okay? So This is what it looked like today, guys, as far as the market. These charts will be posted up on our Discord channel for you guys to check out. Listen, we're already in May. Half the year is nearly gone. And there are still people out here trying to scalp with an RSI and stochastics, tools that were built before the iPhone. Okay, I mean, seriously. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you something. How's that working out for you? Still getting chopped up? Still entering late, exiting early, and second guessing every damn trade? You don't have to live like that, guys, okay? Your edge is waiting and it's risk-free, okay? If you guys decide to click the link in my bio and take these bad boys for a test drive, you get ScalpMO Pro, you get PureMO, you get ScalpMO, you get the dynamic VWAP up here, you get our daily briefing bot, you get Dr. Freud, which is your private trading shrink, ready to help untangle your fear, hesitation, and FOMO 24/7, exclusive to members only. Plus, you get 2 free one-on-one sessions to get your charts dialed in tight, guys. All of it free for 7 days. Take the test drive, replay the sessions, trade in sim, feel the rhythm, guys, and then decide. You know, the link's in my bio. You've got 0 excuses left, okay? And I'll go ahead and stop it there and answer any questions you guys might have.